Hi, and welcome to Cinema 8. Yes, it is February, and it is Valentine's Day month, and we thought we would name our top 5 romantic movies each. I'm going to start. My number 5 is the movie True Romance, which of course has romance in the title. I would say that it is not a absolutely truly romantic traditional movie, though.
So a misleading title there.
It is a misleading title. It is about a couple, though, and it is a love story of sorts. I think a lot of attention gets paid to the supporting cast and the cast of characters surrounding the main couple. Really, the central themes of it are that really love conquers all. From 1993, it's written by Quentin Tarantino, directed by Tony Scott. It stars Christian Slater, Patricia Arquette, and it has this large cast of supporting actors: Christopher Walken, Dennis Hopper, Brad Pitt, Samuel L. Jackson, James Gandolfini,
Val Kilmer, Gary Oldman.
This is a stacked
Gary
cast.
Oldman.
I was gonna say, what a cast!
Just front to back. I mean, it's a lot of actors, and have one or two scenes, but it's just you can tell why they wanted to be in it because it's great dialogue, great showcase for actors. A lot of fun stuff for them to do in it. It's a little different from Reservoir Dogs or Pulp Fiction, and it has this sort of upbeat ending to it. And Tony Scott changed the ending from what was Tarantino's originally much bleaker ending where the Christian Slater character dies at the end. But Tony Scott changed this ending to have him live, and I think it ultimately makes it more of like a fairy tale kind of love story ending. This sort of pushes this love beats everything, love conquers all theme. So I think it does sort of make it a more romantic movie the way Tony Scott approached the script. That's my number 5 pick, and that's one of my favorite movies. So, Michael, about number 5 for you.
So mine's a romantic comedy. It's a remake. It is 1991's Father of the Bride.
It's a great year.
Steve Martin and Diane Keaton.
Yeah, it's the year I was born.
Martin Short even pops up in this movie. It's about Steve Martin is obviously the father of the bride. His daughter's getting married, and all of the chaos that happens throughout the movie. I'd highly recommend this one. It's hilarious.
I haven't seen Father of the Bride, that movie, in a long time, but it was a favorite of mine growing up. It was like a cable TV.
Yeah, that's how I saw it too. From what I remember, does she spring it on them? Like she has a boyfriend and she's marrying him? Like it's all, they haven't met him before or something?
I think so. I think it all happens really quick.
That's nuts. I will say, fair on the parents. That's nuts.
It is crazy to think about. He doesn't even know that she's dating anyone, and he hasn't even met him, hasn't met her parents. That is pretty wild.
And throughout the movie, Steve Martin kind of encourages his daughter, we can call this off. It's like the day before the wedding. It's like, okay, this happens all the time. People cancel these things.
But yeah, when they've already spent so much money on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, because the real journey is about him, coming to terms with the fact that his little girl isn't little anymore.
Yeah.
And that's it's not a traditional romance, but it is a love story. That's really a nice way to highlight that in conjunction with the traditional love story of two people fall in love and are getting married.
Charlie, you want to do your number 5?
Do I?
Do you?
Yes.
Well, my number 5 is Past Lives. It came out in 24, I think. 23.
2023.
It was Celine Song's feature debut, and it follows.
When you said Celine's song, I was thinking of Celine Dion and her song debut, and I was like, girl, your timeline's way off.
Yeah, no.
She was a legend
Celine
by then.
Song. It was her.
That's a great name.
It is
considering
a great
Celine
name.
Dion's.
If you guys haven't seen it, it follows two people throughout 24 years and how they grow apart and then come close together again and grow apart, mostly a lot of distance because the main character moves away from Korea to America. He stays in Korea. So just kind of those cultural differences. But it's beautiful.
So many well put together scenes and just well shot scenes of them sort of just existing in the frame together once they reunite. Just the possibility of you don't really know where it's going, and it just seems like real people living their lives.
The less cuts in a movie, the better. in my opinion.
Exactly. Yeah. It gives it time to breathe, and it doesn't feel like a sort of manufactured, artificial, contrived romantic movie.
Yeah, which what this movie does so well is
Yeah.
they just feel like real people, especially because we all have that one person, I feel like, that you kind of always think about and kind of, even though, like, not romantically, but you always think about them because you grew up with them and they made you who you are in a little way.
And you moved away, you think, what would have happened if I stayed? Or what would have
Yeah.
happened?
I haven't seen the movie, but I was reading about it, and I saw that the story is inspired by a real life event of Celine's songs, where she acted as a translator between her childhood friend who only spoke Korean and her husband who only spoke English, and watching the bridge between them and watching them bond. She just really loved that aspect and just loved being there.
And that's a big, like, part of the movie is her husband and this childhood friend meeting, and they can't communicate very well.
And her husband's kind of put in an awkward situation.
Oh, yeah. It's just like this guy my wife used to kind of be in love with is now here in my home.
And I've got to be cool about it, but it's like, how cool can I be about it? Like, while they're out hanging out together.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just...
Is my wife going to run away with this man?
Right.
Christina, your number 5?
My number 5 is a classic, When Harry Met Sally. I just really love this movie. It's one of the, you have however many tropes in romance, and this one's friends to lovers, and I think that's kind of, at least in my experience, like the most accurate romantic journey, at least the ones that I've been on. I like that they're kind of antagonistic at first. I love these iconic like moments that have become kind of ingratiated in our collective memory, like them at the diner. That's an iconic scene, but I think I really love the speech that Harry gives at the end where he says, like, if you have found the person you want to be with, you want that life to begin right now. I think that's the sweetest, most romantic thing I've ever heard in my life. And I do love kind of the backstory of when Rob Reiner made this film is that he met his wife, and he changed the ending to be like an uplifting one. So I don't even know what the original ending was. I don't want to know what the original ending was unless you have the cool trivia for it.
I do not on that one.
But I do love that he's like, yeah, I changed it because meeting this woman on this set changed my life and my aspect of the way I think of love. And I think it really has shaped also the way I think of love. It's like when you find your person, you just, let's start life together right now.
If they did have in the extras the alternate ending, I wouldn't even want to watch it. I wouldn't even want to see what it was. It just isn't. It isn't worth exploring to me. I don't want to change anything about it.
It's so perfect the way he it almost sounds like criticism at first. He's like, I like the way you scrunch your nose when you think I'm crazy, just like that, just like you're doing right now, and the way it takes you half an hour to order a sandwich. It's all these little moments that make a person who they are, even if they're quote annoying. That's what you remember about them. That's what you miss when they're gone. I know I've heard couples who have had a life together, and when one spouse passes away, and they're like, I miss hearing them snore and keep me up at night. And it's these little annoying things that but I love that about that person. And I love that that's his declaration to her. It's like all these little habits that have annoyed me over the years. It's what's made me love you. And it's what I want forever. It's so sweet.
And R.I.P. Rob Reiner.
Yes.
Yeah. We talked about Rob Reiner in the holiday special, which we recorded like 2 days before his death.
Yeah.
It's really unfortunate.
Ironically.
Films like that they make you feel it, and sometimes you go, oh, that person that doesn't know me and I don't know them personally made art that I truly love.
Yeah.
And now they're gone, and we won't have any more art from that person.
Yeah.
That's just truly unfortunate.
Yeah.
But
he lives on.
yeah, he lives
Yeah.
on. Lives on
His
all-
work.
Can an artist really ever die?
Yeah, true. Then my number 5, we go to The Fall Guy from 2024.
Oh.
Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt, action rom-com thing. Ryan Gosling plays a stuntman and is falling in love with the director, Emily Blunt. And they get separated for a time, and then they rejoin, and there's kind of some awkwardness or whatever. But it's directed by David Leitch, who was one of the people spearheading the John Wick franchise. Did a great job with that. The action here may not be his best work, but it's still good. And the soundtrack is great. It has this song, I Was Made for Loving You, and it's just the motif of the entire film, and it's so catchy and so good. There's a dog companion named Jean-Claude who responds to French commands.
I love
He's
that.
super adorable, and he participates in some of the action set pieces. The only things I don't like about it are that it falls into the camp of some romantic movies have where they can't find a reason for the protagonist to tell the love interest, hey, I can't go to the date that we scheduled. I have something really important that's really urgent, but for some reason I can't contact you to tell you. You would understand if I told you, but I can't tell you. So you're just kind of going to be ghosted and left waiting for me.
Which is like even harder to do in a modern set romance because it's like we all have our phones on us constantly.
Yes.
Like you can text.
That's like a sitcom device that's
Yeah.
really kind of frustrating. It's like, oh, just tell them.
Just
It's like this-
communicate.
yeah, just a misunderstanding. If you could just have 2 seconds where you're not being interrupted, you could just explain the whole thing. It's like, no.
But other than that, I just really.
So you like
enjoy
movies
it.
where you like are yelling at the screen for the characters to do things.
I like movies where I don't have to do that.
Yeah, but that's the one part that bothers me.
Yeah, this is just the one thing. Everything else I really liked. Like Ryan Gosling, there's a point where he's just like in a car crying, listening to Taylor Swift. It's just
We've all been there.
Relatable.
it's good. And I love it. It's just a great watch. Great like action romance.
At least in the trailer, I remember like he was punctuating like these action sequences with almost like joke dialogue. Like
yeah.
I know there's one he yells at someone. He's like, "You're not eating carbs. Your brain runs on glucose."
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes.
It does have a little bit of a kiss, kiss, bang, bang, and nice guys vibe.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, it does definitely have that. Anyway, what is your number 4?
My number 4 is Modern Romance from 1981. It's directed by Albert Brooks. It's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. One of my favorite Albert Brooks movies, and I love Albert Brooks movies. Not a particularly romantic movie, even though it has romance in the title. The majority of the movie, I'd say a good chunk of it, is spent with the main character played by Albert Brooks. Is this sort of neurotic guy. He's spending it by himself, and he has just broken up with his girlfriend for selfish, neurotic reasons, and he's trying to live a single life, but he just keeps getting drawn back to her and begs for her to take him back. And then we become to realize over the course of the movie that he's broken up with her so many times that this is just one of the times, and how jealous he gets of every little thing she does. And he is just a mess. His character is unlikable, but it's very funny. I think it was really different, especially for the early 80s when it was made, because it just really follows his sort of misanthropic kind of sensibility. Yeah, that's a great movie. Michael, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is another wedding movie. It is
Take the mic.
Loves
This
the
is
wedding.
serious.
Good wedding.
it is 2008's jukebox musical Mamma Mia.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
This, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Girl's getting married, and she has 3 possible fathers who all show up to her wedding in
It's a
Greece.
very common experience.
That was one of the
all have
movies
summers.
that made me realize I might not like boys. There's a scene where she's singing on the beach
Yeah.
in the waves. It kind of caused a bit of panic in me growing up.
Or Amanda Seyfried?
Amanda Seyfried.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan actually had no idea. He had no idea what the movie was about when he signed on.
Oh, wow.
Which is crazy. It was a hit Broadway show before
Yeah,
it was a
been on
movie.
Broadway for, I think, 10 years before it.
By the
so-
way, he sings in it. You can definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he does
yes.
a great
They-
job.
so on that front, so he signed on because all he knew was it was in Greece and with Meryl Streep. He didn't know it was a musical. He didn't know anything.
Those are two
Honestly,
good reasons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what else do you
Yeah.
need?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they approached Stellan Skarsgård, who said, and I quote, "It was absurd to ask me to be in a musical. I can't sing, I can't dance." And then I saw it was also Pierce Brosnan and Colin Firth, and they can't sing and dance either.
You know, that's part of the camp of the whole movie. The vocals
It
aren't
is
perfect.
camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a fun, like, happy, good time movie. I can't imagine you watching Mamma Mia not having a smile on your face for
Yeah.
an hour and a half.
I heard they were all drunk the whole time too.
From what I've heard of making this movie, they literally all had the best time.
Yeah, you
Which
can
is why
see
they
it.
made
You
the
can see
sequel. They're
it.
like, There's no script, but let's all come back and do something.
Sing some ABBA song.
And the sequel is a lot of fun too.
The sequel's good. It's okay, I guess. What seals it for me on the sequel is the last scene, and I'm just crying a billion tears.
Number 4.
Number 4. Well, I know this is an overlap movie. I know me and you have.
Do we have the same number 4?
Is it Pride and Prejudice?
Okay,
2005?
it's on my list, but it's not my number 4.
Okay, well, that's my number 4. Is 2005 Pride and Prejudice, directed by Joe Wright, starring my girl, Keira Knightley. I grew up watching this movie. It came out in 2005. I wanted to marry Matthew McFadden, as we all do. That scene where she's yelling at him in the rain
It's so
will
good.
permanently be scarred into my brain because it's so beautiful. This, oh gosh, the soundtrack.
Is
It is
really good.
beautiful.
I don't even know if he really did anything, but Dario Marianelli.
He did V for Vendetta,
Okay.
Paddington 2 and 3,
Well, that's
Yeah,
after,
he
that's after.
did.
and Bumblebee, the Transformers movie that's actually good.
Okay.
That is the one good Transformers movie.
And Transformers
I agree.
1's good too. Not the 2007 Transformers 1, the most recent Transformers 1 that came out.
I haven't seen that one,
good.
so
It's
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so beautiful. It's just so bright and vibrant, and it doesn't cut as much as you would expect a movie at this time too.
That one take is so good.
There's just like the cinematography. It's just
Yeah,
so
you have
well
to be more
directed.
specific with me for that one because like there's so many.
There's so many scenes
okay.
that's so good.
The one where they're going, the camera goes from outside to inside and goes through a whole ball.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's
uh,
so
yeah.
good.
And you just see everyone in their little minutia at the ball, what they're like all involved in.
To choreograph that whole sequence must have been incredible.
Yeah.
All the dancing ones too, where they're following them dancing through the.
When the crowd
Ballroom.
disappears and it's just them because they're
It's
locked in on each other.
When he drops her hand.
There's a review on Letterboxd that is just the hand flex, the hand flex.
The hand flex.
My heart.
It's really, really, really.
It's really beautiful.
I watched it for the first time last week. Wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did.
It's perfect.
It's truly, really good. And the cast in this is really, really good. Like we got Rosamund Pike is in this.
Yeah.
She's great.
Donald
Sutherland.
Donald Sutherland was amazing. I love.
so good in it.
Amazing.
You wouldn't have thought like, oh, he's American. Yeah.
And is just the nicest man ever.
Yeah, he just wants to be left alone in his study, but he has a crazy wife, and he's like, well, whatever makes her happy.
Yeah, he's great. Like he does right by his daughters, and he just
lets them do what they want.
Honestly,
at the time.
the last scene. So he believes that Elizabeth and Darcy do not like each other, but Darcy is a very wealthy, powerful man, and he asks Elizabeth for her hand. He still gives Elizabeth. He's like, if you don't want this man, tell me right now, and I will reject him. That's a good dad.
that scene where Keira Knightley's character, whose name I can't remember right now,
Elizabeth.
is ranting about how important Mr. Darcy is to her and how she does love him, and Donald Sutherland's character realizes, oh
he
no,
chuckles.
you do truly love him.
the little
That-
tear in his
Chuckle,
eye.
the chuckle and the tear.
Good. It's so good. I love
He like
Donald Sutherland.
recognizes it, like you really do love him, don't you? All right, my number 4 is About Time. It's from 2013. I am not someone who likes a traditional rom-com. While I do enjoy the game of predicting where a story is going to go, I do find it really boring. If it's like really predictable, which most rom-coms are, they're very formulaic. That's why they are such a comfort to a lot of viewers who are fans. I'm just not one of those people. What looked like a traditional rom-com, and I'm reading the description on Netflix years and years ago, and it's like, and then there's time travel. You hooked me. So then I sit down and watch it, and I realize at the end of the film, I'm like, yes, this is about two people falling in love, but it's really about the connection between the main character and his father and experiencing love on different levels throughout your entire life and how that forms your life really and the memories we make and how important they are. By the end of the film, I was sobbing, like ugly, ugly tears, and I really just felt so moved. And I felt appreciative of my own life and the memories I hold with my family and the memories I'll eventually make. I just really love this film. It's so beautiful. It's so fun. It has these like little quirky scenes where they're in a a literal blind date. There's no lights in this restaurant, and he meets the woman of his dreams. But then he time travels and screws it up. But he has to fix it because she's the one. It's great. It's a great movie, and that really exploring that relationship between father and son is really beautiful.
Been a while since I have seen this one, but I remember liking it a lot. It definitely hits you in the feels for sure.
I haven't seen it in a
that.
long time,
yeah.
but I
It's been
remember
so
really
long that
liking it.
I don't think I knew who Margot Robbie was when I saw it.
I don't. Yeah, it was. I
So
want
I
to say it was pre Wolf of Wall Street, where she really truly made her mark.
So before she was really famous. That's a good one. So you're number 4.
My number 4 is Stardust from 2007.
Ah, okay, yeah.
It's a fantasy movie about a magical world on the other side of a small stone hedge. A then relatively unknown Charlie Cox plays the lead, and he crosses this border and explores this magical world. And there's a star that falls, and he goes chasing after it. It turns out the star is a woman, and it's just
Just like the moon.
it's just a romantic film about chasing after a star and discovering love along the way. It has some really interesting characters. One of the main antagonists is played by Michelle Pfeiffer, who's
That's
a
right.
witch. She's great in it. Another antagonist is played by Mark Strong, who's like a prince trying to fight for the crown. Both really, really interesting characters. Robert De Niro plays a fantastic role. He plays a closeted captain of a pirate ship that's flying and catching lightning in this universe.
Yeah, it's in the.
You mean
in the
closet,
sky.
like a gay pirate?
Yeah, he's just
Yeah, no,
he's
yeah,
on the
he's
ship.
like a drag pirate.
Yeah, there's a scene where he takes Charlie Cox and Claire Danes down to his captain quarters. And it's like, we got to get you dressed, and he opens up this wardrobe, and it's full of like pink feather boas and
Yeah.
all these dresses, and it's just,
Okay, now you're selling me on
it's
this
just
movie.
great.
Yeah,
It's
it's
so you can tell he's having the time of his life. It's just so good. It's just adorable, and I love it. I love seeing him in it and seeing him just have so much fun with it.
Isn't this Matthew Vaughn who did the
Yes.
Kingsman movies?
Yes, Kingsman, the first X-Men prequel. And
okay.
Yeah, he did.
X-Men First Class.
Yeah, he did a great job.
It's also, I like the juxtaposition of the character believes he's in love with, I think, is it Sienna Miller is the original love interest?
I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think I wrote her name.
I believe it's a very, beautiful actress, and she's clearly not interested in him.
She's
so-
more interested in Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
Yes.
Can't really blame her there.
No.
But it's also like clear that these two, she and Henry Cavill's characters, are kind of like jerks. they're jerks. And so Charlie Cox's character, the main character, he's in love with her because she's beautiful, but he doesn't really know anything else about her. So he's going to get this star as a gift for her to prove his love, so she'll finally love him in return. And so during this journey, he actually learns what like real love is. It's not just like seeing someone gorgeous and going after them. It's like getting to know a person and clicking with them and forming a real bond that's gonna last. So I do love that like love journey for him, that he has this infatuation, and then he realizes like no, it goes way beyond that once you actually fall in love.
Okay, so number 3 is my number 3 is Wicker Park, which is from 2004. And I do think that this is a very romantic movie. It is a thriller, a mystery, maybe more than a thriller, actually. It stars Josh Hartnett, Diane Kruger, and Rose Byrne. A very Hitchcockian-inspired movie. I think Vertigo is probably the movie that inspired it the most. It is based on this couple that gets together, and then they are sort of kept apart when the woman suddenly just vanishes and leaves the protagonist just all of a sudden, and leaves him heartbroken. And then it kind of catches up with him years later when he thinks he sees her somewhere, and he tries to track her down. Then we sort of see the other side of the story, where in the woman's friend and old roommate kind of comes into play, and you kind of see that there was something else going on and kind of kept the ex-girlfriend away that the Hartnett character didn't know about. So there's a sort of parallel stories, flashbacks going on, mixed with the present mystery of, is he seeing things? Is this former lover of his actually around somewhere, and can he get in touch with her again? And Wicker Park actually has you really rooting for the characters to get together. By the time they finally do get together, it's like a big relief for the audience. It's a really interesting puzzle to figure out, and it's a really well acted. And Rose Byrne, I think this is the first time I ever saw her really in anything, and she went on to become a pretty recognizable star, and definitely has worked a lot since then. All right, so Michael, you're number 3.
It is the first of a trilogy, the Before trilogy, directed by Richard Linklater. This is Before Sunrise, a 1995 romantic drama, very simple movie. Two people meet on a train and they spend a night in Vienna together. Just a beautiful romance.
I love this movie. I really like the first one and the second one, especially. I'm not a huge fan of the third one because that's when reality comes crashing in. But
Second one's my favorite.
the first one is great. The two of them, Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy, have such great chemistry, and it really captures that the feeling of being young, being like a college student, and having your whole life ahead of you and meeting someone new and exciting that you just have this connection with that you weren't expecting to, and then you feel like you can just talk to them all night.
The truth behind the films is that, as you guys know, the films are based on somebody that's wrote a book about a woman that he met 9 years earlier, so in the hopes that she'd reach out and meet him. So this happened to Richard Linklater. He wrote, directed, and made this movie to find the woman that he once met. That's the entire purpose of this trilogy, is to find that woman.
That's romantic as hell.
Did he find her?
So I'm getting to that. So
Now I'm sad.
she didn't come to the first one.
Oh,
So we made the second one. She didn't come to that one.
okay.
Before production of the third, a friend of hers reached out and informed him that she actually died before production of the first film started.
That's
So she never got to see them.
crazy.
She died in a motorcycle accident. Yeah, in
She was a wild one.
In 1994, a few weeks before
I see
the
why he
production
fell for her. She's
Yeah.
probably a cool girl.
Yeah, yeah. But that's just a wild. I feel really bad for him.
They come from such a personal place. They're the best movies that Richard Linklater has made. So what's your number 3, Charlie?
My number 3 is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. First, the cast is just crazy. You have Jim Carrey, Kate Winslet, Kristen Dunst, Mark Ruffalo, Elijah Wood.
Jim
and
Carrey in a dramatic role, too.
which is why he's so good at comedy, because
Yeah.
I really believe that to be good at comedy, you have to be able to act
See, I watch
seriously.
this and I don't feel like I'm watching Jim Carrey.
No.
No.
I don't really think I'm watching. I don't sit there and it's like, this is a Jim Carrey movie. I'm watching
Yeah.
the guy from Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm maybe watching the real Jim Carrey.
And the science fiction aspect, just like really, they leaned into it editing wise, which is it's so cool. It's just like exploring how memories work when you're looking back at relationships and how they're so patchy and you can only remember specific details. And it's just a beautiful movie. I showed it to my wife for the first time a few months ago and she was bawling.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, because it hits so hard, especially like it really like kind of deconstructs the manic pixie dream girl, because
Yes.
like Kate Winslet's character is like, I'm a person. I'm not just this idea that you build up in your mind. I love that about it. It's just a perfect movie, truly.
And the way it's able to like, visually manifest all of these memories and find a way to make like visual effects out of all these without kind of taking you out of the emotional parts of the story. And just the whole point of the movie being that we go through all these things and we put up with the things that we claim that we can't stand about people. So I think that's probably the most moving part of it. They're listening to the tapes that they've made of it.
In the hallway.
Yeah, in the hallway. He's hearing the tape that he made where he's complaining about her. And she basically lays it on the table. I really do all these things. You're gonna get annoyed by me. You're gonna see all these things. He's like, okay, so what? You know, that's okay. And then they're willing to move on and try again after that. And that's just what love is. And that's what makes it such a perfect love story. And I wish I put that on my list because that's what makes it one of my favorite movies of the 2000s. Well,
Miss Christina.
My number 3 is Brokeback Mountain. It is a true story of romance, but it is like a heart-wrenching drama. I just cried through the whole movie, basically. The idea of two people having this really pure connection and society refusing to let them be together, but you still see them struggling with those feelings their entire lives, with one going into kind of destructive, risk-taking behavior that leads to his death, and then one pulling away from society. And you just see how damaging it can be when people aren't allowed to have love in their life. It just kind of is a testament to the power of love, in my opinion, and it comes in all forms. That last scene where Heath Ledger's character is smelling Jack's shirt to hold on to that memory of him. I think everyone who's lost someone knows that feeling of just trying to hold on just for one more second, that they're still here in that way because their scent is still lingering, is really beautiful. And yeah, it just makes me cry. And I love Brokeback Mountain. I can't watch it because it will make me cry all over again. I have to really be in an emotional place where I'm prepared to do that. So I've only seen it once.
This is one that I really did want to watch, but I just didn't. I didn't get the chance.
It's heavy. It's like you got to be prepared
heavy.
to watch something heavy.
It's an affecting movie. I remember when it first came out, and what a sort of cultural phenomenon it was too, and it was definitely something everybody was talking about.
It still is, and it is
Yeah.
in the fact that people joke about it all the time.
It was definitely a joke back then when it first came out. I think people joke about it less now, and it's become more recognized
Yeah.
as a serious film that it is.
I think people were afraid to show that they were emotionally
Truly.
affected by it. It's much
Yeah.
easier to be like,
I think it's done so much for just like gay cinema.
yeah.
Brokeback Mountain is like the first like big movie to come out with well-known actors that are like, hey,
And nothing
Look
in the
at
film
this.
was played as a joke ever.
no.
Everything was 100%
It wasn't
serious.
like you're gay, man.
Yeah.
All right. So what is your number?
Yes, my number 3, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. This is just such a comfort movie for me. It is an action romance, but it is a romance, and it is where Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie met and fell in love temporarily, but fell in love, even though Brad Pitt was married at the time to Jennifer Aniston, which is kind of weird. But hey, this is two actors that are definitely not in love off screen.
Who have strangely incredible chemistry.
Really good chemistry.
And they just happen to leave their respective others and get together at the end of this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a few months after the movie came out.
Complete coincidence.
Like, yeah.
Wasn't this remade into like a TV show? Like,
Yeah, with Donald Glover.
It was, and I couldn't get into it.
I haven't seen.
I have heard good
seen
things
it.
though.
I started to watch it, and it may be a very good show. I just couldn't get past the initial episode because it's not what I want. It's not what I want Mr. and Mrs. Smith to be.
Pretty fair. Yeah.
For me, like the quintessential Mr. and Mrs. Smith is them not knowing that each other are spies, pitting each other against each other because of them finding out, and then them falling back in love at a stalemate, and then them becoming more, and then fighting their organizations.
Yeah.
The show is they are hired separately with the purpose of being a fake couple, so they already know going in that each other are spies. And on the get-go of this premise, I went, this isn't for me. So I would much rather take this movie. And to each their own, but this movie is just great. It has, on paper, with the crew that it has at its disposal, it probably shouldn't work. Outside of Doug Liman, who makes good stuff, but is apparently really bad to work with and micromanaging and not great. Its writer wrote most of the X-Men prequels and X-Men Last Stand, wrote Fan Four Stick, the bad Fantastic Four movie, This Means War, the McG not great action rom-com, and then wrote and directed the 355 and Dark Phoenix.
Man, he's got some Razzies.
He's
to his
got
name.
some Razzies.
I was like in my teens when this was all happening. This was like the heyday of like celebrity gossip rags were still like the thing, and it was.
That's
it
the
was a
thing about
mess.
this movie is that it's always going to have that attached to it.
Yes.
Yeah,
You can't really watch it without thinking about the gossips around it.
And kind of now, 20 years later or whatever, at least when you were watching it in the like few years after it was made, you're like, well, at least all's well that ends well, kind of.
Then they had a really messy break.
And then, and now you're like, well, it didn't really end well, did
They had
it?
chemistry at the time.
All right, so my number 2 is a movie called One Night Stand. It is from 1997, directed by Mike Figgis, and it stars Wesley Snipes and Natasha Kinski. It might seem like sort of a sleazy movie with the
definitely did for the trailer.
with the title and the trailer.
The title sounds so wholesome.
Yeah, and it sort of centers around an affair, a one night stand affair between two married people. Where they're in New York on business, both of them, and Wesley Snipes is a successful advertising commercial director. Him and Natasha Kinski, they are stuck in New York. They end up having an affair. Cut to about a year later, and it turns out that they are both have to go back to New York, and they end up unwittingly having to reunite because they know some mutual people, and they have to go through the motions of pretending like they don't know each other. It is not a comedy, and it is played pretty straight. But what I think makes it different and not sort of sleazy, these people are really supposed to be together, and their lives at home are unhappy. And so it's sort of rooting for them to break free of their prison-like marriages and be together and do what makes you happy. And the director, Mike Figgis, is British, and he's talked about it. And it's like definitely not like the sort of traditional American sensibility of a way of a lot of American romantic movies are. It's a slice of life, and it's showing people that get put in the situation. It's realistic in the way these things happen. People change up their lives. They have these kind of coincidences happen, and they end up switching things up.
Look at Brad and Angelina.
Exactly. And,
All's well that ends well.
it's like, so Michael, what is your number two?
So my number two is much smaller film than Mamma Mia. It's an indie film from 2007, directed by John Carney. This is Once.
Oh, yeah.
They take the music from The Swell Season, which was Glenn Hansard and Marketa Glova's band, and they turn it into a musical. It's a very simple story. It's about a guy and a girl. That's the names of their characters. They're never actually given names, just guy and girl. And throughout the movie, they produce a album together, and that's pretty much the whole story. It doesn't even turn into too much of a physical romance. It's just this connection that they have together through the process of making this album together, meeting and recording this album, and the music is just incredible. And it won Best Original Song at the Oscars that year.
As someone who's only seen the Broadway show, it's very intimate, which is really impressive as a show to do. You're performing in front of a giant auditorium. This very simple story, you feel like no one else is there when you're watching it because this connection is so palpable. So you feel very close to seeing this happen before your eyes. And that's, I think, what resonates is it's just like so intimate that the story can be told through something like very small, like smaller gestures. And then the music also is their communication.
What I really like about it is Glenn Hansard and Marketa, they both didn't have any acting experience. The director, John Carney, he would film them, in the streets of Dublin, and they would be like across the street, and he'd have the camera on the other side of the street and just let them be natural and didn't feel like they were, in a movie. Just let them have these conversations, let them play these songs, and it just feels so authentic, and it's just a beautiful story. Very simple story, but a beautiful story.
My number two is Portrait of a Lady on Fire. It is about two women in the late 18th century who have like a brief affair. One's like this aristocrat, so very like fancy. And
She's also an aristocrat.
Yeah, aristocrat as well.
Everybody wants to be a cat.
And she is set to get married soon to this like fancy, like rich man. So it's about her and the woman who has been commissioned to paint her portrait. Every shot looks like a painting. It is beautiful. It is considered one of the greatest films of the 21st century. Ooh. Just saying.
It's on the like 1001 films to watch before you die list.
Okay, I'll watch it.
It is a beautiful movie. You will cry because, spoiler alert, two women can't be together in the 18th century.
Oh, no.
Even though they can't be together, there are subtle hints in their everyday lives that they still think about each other, which is beautiful and sad. As Bong Joon-ho said, so many movies, like you're opened up to so many if you get over the limitations of the little subtitles on the bottom. because it is in French.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yep.
The director said that I would pronounce her name, but I'm
Oh, it's a French name.
It's
so
it's
Celine
French,
Sciamma or
something like that. Yeah, it's very French. But one of the kind of manifestos of the film is to get rid of the idea of a muse, because she considers it to be just a nice word that hides the participation of women in artistry. She wanted to show that the models of the art are co-creating the art with the painter, the drawer, the sculptor. And the film is a love story, but also a dialogue about the equality of creation.
I mean, yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, when you sit for a portrait, you are there for hours.
Yep.
And they're looking at you and you're looking at them, and that inherently is going to forge connection.
Very intimate.
And so, yeah, it's very intimate. So, yeah, I can see how that would be a commentary on that idea, because muse makes it seem very passive. That she's just there, inspiring.
I painted her because I
Yeah.
liked the way that she looked, and I didn't really care what she was doing. Just do.
But like when you understand that there's that connection between the observed and the observer as they're creating this art, then yeah, it seems very clear. Like, yes, this is a participatory thing. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the actors felt that way while making it as well. Like they were a part of this movie. It wasn't just them being directed and reading lines, you know.
One of the actors is a ex-lover of the director.
Of course she is. That is so lesbian. Come on.
And that role was written in the director, I believe, also wrote it in mind for her to play the part. Christine, your number 3?
My number two, number 2 is Titanic. When I think of the most iconic lovers in cinema, I'm a woman of a certain age. I'm always going to go back to Rose and Jack. I haven't even seen Titanic that many times, but I just feel like so many of their interactions are just etched in my memory. From the you jump, I jump, to the teaching her how to spit into the ocean.
Paint me like one of your French girls.
Paint me like one.
there's-
You know,
Speaking of painting.
Classic.
That may have awakened things. It's just a great movie. It's a combination of a romance, a period drama, and a historical drama, like telling the story of what happened on that boat, how it went down. It's a thriller because it's a fight for survival at the end. It's a fantastic film. I would argue it's probably one of the most near perfect films or perfect films in history. Like, I just can't find a fault with it. It's so good. There's a reason why it was like the top grossing movie for years and years and years. It's not a franchise. It's its own thing.
I mean, you can't really do a franchise that's China. You kind of want it.
I want to say someone made a Titanic too. I don't think it was the same characters. It's a juggernaut of pop culture. My Heart Will Go On. Like, even that, it's just all wrapped together. It's so powerful.
I feel like every family in the 90s had that 2 VHS set.
Yeah,
Oh,
I was
yeah.
going to mention
Yeah.
that, Michael. You had to pop in another VHS to watch that thing.
Yeah.
So, fun fact about that song: James Cameron was adamant that he didn't want any lyrical music in the film, and the composer got together Will Jennings and Celine Dion, got a demo track, sent it to the studio, got it approved, put it in the film.
Yeah, she sang it once.
Yeah, without James Cameron's approval. Then got his approval after the fact, and James Cameron went, "Okay, it is good. We'll keep
Pretty
it."
good.
It's pretty good. We'll keep it.
Hilarious.
I guess we'll keep it.
Yeah, okay.
Christina,
it's fine.
do you think they could fit on the door together?
So, not to be a big old nerd, it's not a question of fit, it's a question of density.
Okay.
So, there's the weight of the door. It clearly is less dense than the water. It is floating. Rose gets on the door. It sinks a little bit because now it's heavier. And then when Jack tries to climb on, you see that it fully submerges. Like, it's not sinking, but it's fully under the water, which is why he gets off, because otherwise they will both be submerged in water and both of them will die.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a question of
Interesting.
density. It's not about space.
This is going to get kind of tonal whiplash, but bear with me here because I do find this interesting. There's a thing of like everyone always remembers where they were on 9/11. Do you want to take a guess at where James Cameron was when the planes hit?
I do know this.
He was down
He was in his submersible.
12,500 feet under the sea at the wreck of the Titanic.
That's crazy.
There's footage of him surfacing and Bill Paxton breaking the news to him.
He just
To be
keeps
fair-
Bill Paxton around to give him news.
James Cameron was down there a lot.
I think he holds
So
the
I've
record.
He did 12,
Yeah.
12 dives.
I believe he
actual
holds the
wreck.
record for amount of time spent at the Titanic wreck site. Yeah, I have a like an illustrated script that I got recently as a prop for my wedding. We had a bookcase of love stories, and since so many of our favorites are actually film, we got screenplay versions of them. But it has like all these little notes of how things were changed. It's really cool. I like actually read through the whole thing, unlike some of the other scripts we bought that I was like, they're just there for decoration. Yeah, there's a lot of like changes he made that really made the movie what it was, and I'm like, I can't even imagine him including this scene. Like it wasn't needed. It's perfect. It's perfect the way it is.
All right, yeah, number 2.
My number 2, Palm Springs, came out in 2020.
Oh, yeah.
It's an Andy Samberg, Kristen
Milotti.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But this is a time loop movie. From the jump, it understands that you know what a time loop is at this point. That subset of movies has been oversaturated, and there are a lot of them. So therefore, it's not going to really overly explain the concept of a time loop. It's just going to go. It starts with the time loop having been a thing already, and he's been in it for a long time. Outside of the opening, which is jarring, and it has the Lonely Island and stuff like that, there's some sexual humor. This opens with some of that. After that, it's good. Like the humor lands.
I don't even remember that part. I don't know.
Yeah, I just remember him like knowing the
wedding.
The wedding,
The
and
wedding,
he's
yeah,
like,
I remember him
he
like
knows the timing of everything that's going to
he's
happen.
just at the wedding and
Yeah.
he's like doesn't care about. I mean, he's
Yeah.
just sort of like there in a Hawaiian shirt and he's walking around, but he knows everything.
He
that's
knows
happening.
every
And,
beat
yeah,
because
he's been to it
done
so
it
many
a
times.
gajillion
Yeah.
It's just a great way to establish a time loop of us going, oh, he's been here for a while.
Yeah.
The movie establishes that both these people are not great people, but they're trying to be better, and that they learn from the time loop they have to face who they are and grow as people and find each other in that, which is really great. J.K. Simmons is in it, and he's amazing in it. Like
He's amazing in
he's amazing in
everything.
everything.
Come on, it's
He's
J.K.
so good.
Simmons.
You could read the dictionary and he'd be amazing.
Yeah, he's from Michigan.
Is he?
No, really?
Nice.
He's a huge Detroit
Where-
Tigers fan.
The best ending is always when someone becomes a better version of themselves at the end. And sometimes it isn't like, oh, they're together forever and it's wonderful. But
Yes.
it's if they're a better person at the end, then that's the fulfilling ending.
Yeah, definitely.
Just like the third Star Wars.
Wait, okay, which third Star Wars?
Yeah, I was gonna say
Revenge of the
which
Revenge
the,
of the
the
Sith.
third
Okay,
one.
there you go.
He's not really a better person at the end of that.
No.
No,
Physically stronger person.
He was always the
Have our
same
opinions.
person.
He's more
I guess.
successful,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely reached the peak of his career.
That's why
the peak of his career.
Yeah, he has. He's head of the
I mean,
empire. He's
technically-
building this cool new Death Star.
Hey, he's not the villain in his mind. He's doing what he
It's a
thinks is
success
right.
story.
But I don't
He's
understand-
defeated Obi-Wan. He's gotten rid of his nagging wife.
okay.
I always looked at Luke as the villain of that series.
I'm,
True villain.
he let his aunt and uncle die.
He let his aunt and uncle die.
Kissed his sister
That's-
on
He
the
kissed,
mouth.
he kissed his
That's
sister.
true.
He goes and ruins his dad's life.
Yeah. His dad
Gets
was
a
just
bunch of
successful.
furry-
His dad tries to bring him into the family business, and what does he do? He kills him
And Vader worked so hard to build that Death Star that he
Yeah.
destroys.
twice.
Twice. Two of them down.
And gets a bunch of furry animals to destroy his troops.
That's a slap in the face. My number one is Before Sunset. Michael mentioned the first movie in this Before trilogy by Richard Linklater, and this is the second one. Before Sunset, I think, is the most romantic of the two of them because it is the one where they find each other again after 10 years have passed, and they're in Paris. The Ethan Hawke character has done what Jacob was talking about earlier. He has written a novel about the meeting. And he has done it in a way to find the Julie Delpy character because they did not exchange any information with each other when they met in Vienna
And
all those
Facebook
years
wasn't
ago.
a thing yet.
Facebook wasn't a thing. The internet really wasn't a widespread thing back in the mid-'90s. But he's written this book, and then they meet again while he's doing like a book signing appearance at a bookstore in Paris. They go walking around the city. They sort of catch up on each other's lives, and he's married and has a kid. She's in a relationship, but it's sort of a more casual relationship, but she's not really happy. He's not really happy, and then it sort of gradually reveals itself. And then gradually the facade of The politeness kind of starts to wear off about halfway through, and they start to get more real with each other. Kind of leaves it open-ended like the first one did, but it has a great final line. I do enjoy Before Sunset. It's a great trilogy, a very talented crew that got together to make all three of those movies, and I especially love the first two.
One of my favorite scenes of all time is in Before Sunrise. It's when they're listening to a record in the store, and then they keep looking at each other without knowing they're looking at each other. I love that scene so much. And it's just like they're saying so much, but no dialogue.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's one of the best endings to any kind of romantic movie.
He's going to miss his flight.
You were going to miss that plane. It's like, I know. Perfect last two lines. Michael, what is your number one?
My number one movie is the 2009 Mark Webb film 500 Days of Summer.
Oh, yeah.
This is Zooey Deschanel and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. It's a story of their relationship. It kind of goes back and forth through different times in their relationship, from meeting to breakup. And it's just a beautiful story. It's a unique way of storytelling that Mark Webb has. There's a dance scene in the movie. There's almost like documentary style where the characters are talking to the camera. It's a beautiful film. It's heartbreaking at times. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I love this movie.
After their breakup, spoiler alert, he finds out she married someone else rather quickly. And they have a talk, like a one-to-one. He's like questioning, why weren't you ever this way with me? You were never open to being official boyfriend, girlfriend. You were never open to like falling in love like this. And now suddenly you are. And she's like, well, I never felt that way with you. And it's different with this guy. And so it really does, like, she wasn't this way because that's who she are to improve his life. She's like, I figured myself out. I found out who my partner was supposed to be. And it was never supposed to be you. It was this other guy. But that doesn't mean it should destabilize how you feel about love. And she's even tells him, she's like, you were right. You just weren't right about me.
She's straight up with him the whole movie.
She is.
She's honest with him the whole movie.
100%
He wants
honest with
things
him.
to be a certain way, and she's
like, I don't want that.
Yeah, he's seen it
Yeah.
the way he wants to see it, and it's all. And it shows plenty of times the way he imagines it in his head, and the way it really is.
That
You know, it's
like split
expectation
screen.
reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That was so like.
it's devastating, and it's just real.
It's so
happening
real.
to so many people.
Yeah.
In the way you.
I was
imagine
gonna say,
situations.
And
I
it's
feel
never been
yeah.
visualized so clearly. I think like it just completely changed how I interact with film in the way that I'm like I feel seen just seeing this split screen, because like that's how you go about life. Maybe
Right.
that's just me. I like pre-script everything in my head, and I'm like, this is how it's gonna go.
Same.
It
Same.
came out in 2009 when I was, senior in high school, and really starting to have like real relationships,
Yeah.
and really like changed the way I viewed relationships. And I really, at the time, sympathized for Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character.
Tom.
Yeah, Tom. But you look back at it now, you're older, more mature, you have relationships, and you can kind of see she was straight up with him the whole time.
Yeah, he just didn't want to see it because he
Yeah.
thought she was the one, because she
Yeah.
was so perfect in his view.
Yeah.
I've seen or I've read that Joseph Gordon-Levitt says that like he never really learns his lesson at the end, because he has that bit like, oh, my name's Autumn, and he's like, really?
Yeah.
But I also kind of see that as like a hopeful thing, because like he still does believe in the possibility of like meant to be, and it's like, be open to that. Don't assume that's what it is, but just be open to the idea. Because at first he shuts her down, like, no, I know better, and then he comes back and he's like, maybe we'll get some coffee after.
Well, after months of heartbreak, I mean,
Yeah.
I think the movie does a really good job of just showing like how devastated he is about their breakup, and about seeing her, with another
move on
and get
and
married.
live the vision he
Yeah.
had for them. Yeah, I love that movie.
All right, Charlie, you're number one.
My number one is one of my favorite movies of all time. It is The Princess Bride,
Woo!
1987.
It's my number one Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Christmas movie.
Yeah,
What a Christmas movie.
Oh, you need to go
Every
rewatch.
Christmas.
And you didn't think it was a Christmas movie.
Someone gets a gift at one point.
Yeah.
There
The
is a
book is a
Santa on
Christmas
the
gift.
wall.
It's not a Christmas gift. He's sick.
There's the, but
And that's
it's-
why his
it-
grandpa
there's
brings him
Christmas
the
decorations.
gift.
Just the
There's
worst.
Christmas decorations,
Yeah, there are.
and he has unwraps the book.
Girl, no.
I know.
No. Anyways, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. Another movie I grew up watching. I truly believe this is a movie for everyone. There is romance, there is action, there's different like relationships being explored, like father-son, grief, romance. There's creepy little guys in the fire forest. There's the fire swamp, and there's horseback riding and sword fighting. I know I'm saying this a lot, but it's beautiful.
It really is.
My wife engraved my wedding band with "As You Wish" from the movie because that's how much this means to me.
I actually had a relationship tied to this movie as well. My mother actually officiated my wedding. And
cute.
she had her speech sprinkled references to this movie. She didn't
love
do the
that.
accent, but she did
marriage.
do. Yeah, she did,
Oh my god!
Michael Scott style.
but she did do like A Dream Within a Dream and like the Nat
Yeah.
stuff. She did sprinkle
Yeah.
that throughout it, and it was really, really cool.
I really wanted Hunter to hire an impersonator of the priest at the movie and start our wedding like marriage. The amount of times I said that on the day we got married, I'm surprised Hunter still married me.
Yeah.
Because I was just walking around in my dress like, marriage is what brings us
That was
together.
Tom with my wife. Like,
Oh my god! Did you do that at your wedding?
still does it.
Have a Borat come in, Borat impersonator to be your officiant?
He was the Borat impersonator. When you said like creepy little guys, it reminded me. It has one of my favorite gags, which is like the pit of despair.
Yeah.
You're in the pit of despair.
It's
What
so
a gag.
funny.
What a gag.
It's so well-rounded, being able to fit so many genres into one. It's serious. It's funny. It makes you want to cry.
Christina.
My number one is a repeat. It is 2005's Pride and Prejudice. I love this movie. I would always be like, where's the 4K Blu-ray? And they finally did it for Christmas, so Tom got it for me for Christmas.
did they?
Yeah. The colors in that movie are so beautiful. Sometimes they're kind of those like darker tones that really set the tone as like this is a period film, it's old. When he goes outside, there are these beautiful pastels. He nails the soft colors, he nails the deep moody colors, he nails the nature colors where it's I think it's Elizabeth on Top of the World is the song that plays and she's there at the edge of the cliff and it's literally every shot is beautiful.
Beautiful. I have a fact about that movie.
Yes, let's go.
When Elizabeth gets the letter that her sister ran away with the soldier, and they're all sitting in that room, and she
Oh, yeah.
comes out, and she's like, oh, and then
Yeah, she's
goes
too
back.
emotional.
That wasn't scripted. She went out there and she forgot her line and then went back and then came back out and remembered, and they just left it in.
That's fantastic.
Because they thought it was so
and
good.
I also love Darcy, like, he stands up immediately because he's a
Yeah.
gentleman, and then she goes back and is like, oh, okay, I'll sit down.
Because he
And then-
probably thought in his mind, oh, we're resetting. We're going to redo
but it's
this.
like, and then she comes back and he's like, okay, I'm up again, I'm a gentleman. I love that movie so much. It's so great. Everyone's fantastic. The movie's fantastic. It's perfect.
Actually,
No
the
notes.
last few weeks of filming overlapped with another movie that Keira Knightley was in called Domino, where she plays a
Classic.
buff bounty hunter. So,
Directed by Tony Scott.
yeah.
she is so
So
iconic.
for some of the film, for some of the shots in Pride and Prejudice, she actually is wearing long sleeves because she's buff, and she has her head in a pixie cut, so she's wearing.
Could not
wearing a
be
wig. I know she's wearing a
more
wig.
different movies.
Yeah.
If you look at the styles of those
I love her
Very, very
so
different.
much.
I mean, she's great.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have ever cast her as a bounty hunter.
What's your number one?
My number one is The Princess Bride. It's a repeat.
Same number one.
It's a repeat, but from my.
That was
from my-
Prometheus.
There aren't really. There is a marriage
No,
in Prometheus, and it goes wrong.
Alien Covenant.
But Princess Bride, it's just great. It's
Yeah.
I mean if you want to hear my full deep dive, go to our holiday episode where I rant about it for probably half an hour. It's just so good. You can't help but smile when you watch it. It's just
It's great.
It's just truly great.
Just like this episode.
There you go.
So that's got to be a wrap because we got to get
Someone's
got
got
to
to produce a show.
Yeah,
Someone's got to produce a show. Someone's got to do it around here.
We ran long.
Well,
we gotta go.
thanks again for joining us. Have a great Valentine's Day, everybody. We will see you next time on Cinema 8.